All right, just a little bit more on subemitters. Subemitters and the buildup of these particle effects as opposed to just simple particle systems, I think is one of the most powerful parts of, uh, of this tool. Let me get a share screen going. So I'll put this away for a second here. So one thing in the setup that I'm going to, in the game and the game folder that I'm going to provide, I have this sequence of scenes that start off with a particle system and then various subsystems that I'm going to add to it. And as I walk through the different parts of this, I'm kind of adding the different effects here and adding the different effects here and adding the different effects here until I have a fully developed particle effect. And this is all built on this idea of subemitters, birth, collision, death. And so I'm building up these kind of fireworky-like examples. The firework example is a really good one, and so I built my own firework system here, kind of duplicating what goes on in the standard assets prefab fireworks with trails, and the trails, when they die, they turn into other things, various colors, noise, other features. And one that I really was kind of interested in was sound. And I don't know if this will work or not. Let me unmute the audio here. So this should make some noise. Unmute the, oh, I know what it is. So now this should make some noise. There we go. So, you know, a lot of fireworks have this bright flash that occurs, but because light travels faster than sound, we hear that later. And so I wanted to think about how to add sounds to my fireworks. And I did this with a script, of course. I don't need this open. I did this with a script, of course. This is a script that's on the death particle here, the death particle that is the final boom and flash that occurs with my particles. And we'll talk about scripting in great detail, but we have the start function that gets an audio source. Again, we'll talk about audio sources too. It stops that. It assigns a clip randomly between the two that I've loaded, the two different sounds that I have. And in the update function, the one that's called every frame, I'm keeping track of the particle count. And if the particle count is greater than 0, then I'm going to start the sound player. And I'm doing this with a special kind of function called a coroutine. And the nice thing about coroutines is it lets you wait for a certain amount of time. So in this sound player, this is debugging stuff, don't worry about that. but I'm calculating a distance between the position of my particle, the particle zero here that's been instantiated, and the point of view, which is my camera. And then I'm defining a delay that is that distance divided by the speed of sound, which is a constant 343 meters per second. And I'm waiting that long and then playing the sound. And so as I'm close up to the fireworks, as I'm close up to the fireworks, they are pretty close to instantaneous. But as I'm further away from the delay, from the flash, the time that I hear the sound, and so that's kind of cool. So I encourage you when you get this to look at the A0 through A3, where I step by step build up a particle system with sub-emitters, uh, uh, deconstructing fireworks, not necessary, my fireworks, not necessary. There's some other ones in here that you can have a look at. So I'm going to stop the sharing and I'm going to end the recording and I'll see you in class. Bye.